Ancient abbeys, cathedrals, castles of massive stone with graceful arches that welcome and delight. This is the inspiration for the Realstone Estate Stone collection. Each stone in every panel is hand-selected for optimum color, subtle veining, and paired in beautiful tonal palettes. The result is a collection of natural stone veneer that brings centuries of design tradition and old-world elegance to life. Nothing compares to the majesty of the European countryside. Rich in tradition, its beautiful architecture has stood for centuries, jewels of the hills and valleys they inhabit. The rustic appearance and raw beauty of our estate stone captures the spirit and grandeur of those timeless structures with the quality and craftsmanship Realstone is known for. Let the old-world charm of our estate stone transform your next design into a treasure that is inspiring, timeless, and enduring. Learn more at estate.realstone.com.
So what you see before you on the upper right-hand corner is the estate stone. Below is the hatch patterns, and you're able to get those hatch patterns and dimensions and cut sheets and drop those onto your drawings if you'd like. And we can send you the packets of those to our reps as well. The corner is a 1 square foot approximately. It's got a little bit smaller coverage just because of the bin, but the 8 by 18 panel covers 1 square foot. And it's under 15 pounds per square foot. The back, we use a low VOC epoxy, and we're able to skim that back with a mortar and also put mortar on the wall. You back butter it just like you would a tile. The mortar oozes through, and we'll show you that and the success we've had with the install there. And that's what it looks like on the front. It takes our craftsmen 5 minutes to put one of these panels together. So really, the install, when you get a box of stone and you have to put it on the wall, sometimes you have to lay that stone out and make sure you don't have too many small in one spot or too many big in one spot. If you're a tile customer, what this suddenly gives you is the ability to have stone that the big brick and block guy down the street has. And if you're a brick and block guy, suddenly you have a stone that has a higher selling price, but an on-the-wall cost that's lower, and everybody benefits from that too with the final purchase price. That was our Berkshire Buff. This is our brand new estate stone called the Latte Estate Stone. It's beautiful. This picture doesn't do it justice. It has geodes and fossils in it, and it just really, in the sunlight, it takes on a new life. It almost has a coral stone type look, and designers and installers and home builders alike have really gravitated toward this brand new color in the beige colorway. This is the Bristol Black, very popular on the East Coast, but up close it has a gray, black and white stripe, but from afar, 15 feet or more, it almost looks gray, and very similar to some indigenous stone we see on the East Coast. That's why it's so popular there, but it really is in our top selling SKUs in the estate stone. You'll notice when you look through there, you can't see the mesh if the panel is completely back buttered, and that's almost like a fail-safe. And I'll show you some more pictures of that in a second too as well. The Berkshire Buff. This is the Greystone Gold. This is the best seller in the estate stone line. The rich colors and the variations that we get from stone to stone and panel to panel, yet completely blending and having a completely rustic look. So this is the Greystone Gold on the left, the Berkshire Buff in the middle, and the Bristol Black on the right with the hearthstones. The hearthstones are beautiful, incredibly robust pieces of stone with beautiful chiseled edges. On the top of those are sill pieces. Those actually have drip edges sawn in the bottom. If you don't know what a drip edge is, let me show you. This is what the sill looks like. It's 24 inches long, approximately 3 inches deep, and 1.5 inches thick. On the bottom is a drip edge. And what that does is when the water runs down across that, it hits that drip edge and it doesn't run back into the face of the stone. It's an important part, believe it or not, that simple cut of water management when we're talking about installing stone outside and the longevity of the install. So that's what the sill looks like. It's used for a lot of different things, not just capping wainscot, or people use it for trim. They use it sometimes as accent pieces and mantles. So in addition to some of the other pieces that we have. So there's your 3, well, I said 1.5 inches, 3 by 2 by 23.5. And our wall caps, 12 by 2 by 30 inches. And then our hearth and column caps, you can see the beautiful veining and graining in there, and how those mix and match with the corners and the panels in the installation. In addition, the accessories are so beautiful, and a lot of the colors go with a lot of our other products. So what we've done here, and we have this information on our website, and a lot of our salespeople love to mix and match products with you guys as you're looking for design solutions on a project, not just finishes on the wall. Our silver alabaster matched up with the Berkshire buff. Hearthstones or tiles works incredibly well. Our Arctic white with the buff, our Sierra with our Greystone gold accessories, and our Midnight Sky with our Bristol black. So we do have colorways, and more people are combining products, not just the same as you see. So this is a fun little video. This is one of our inside sales reps, as well as our president and CEO, Mike Corton. What this illustrates is the speed of install. We laugh because it's fun and they're not using mortar, but take a look and you'll see why we think it's so important. It's just kind of a humorous take on installing the stone. So one of the most important things on an installation, when we install the estate stone, and when I was in school, if you got in trouble for throwing snowballs at somebody, you had to write on the board, "I will not throw snowballs," and everything tailed off down the end, right? The same thing can happen with the stone installation. What you witnessed there is a perfect example of that onesie, twosie, or loose stone. It's so important to lay those products out, and it's so time consuming. What we've done here is take the guesswork out of it, because each panel is completely random, yet completely perfect for the install. You're able to put those up and run those courses effectively, smoothly, and very quickly. And the end result is beautiful, as you'll see in some of the presentations at the end. Even to think about how those things move and go up and down if you don't chalk a line, or even too many small stones clumping, or too many large stones in an area, can really throw those installations out. And if you drive around, I encourage you to take a look, whether it's a fake stone or a natural stone. It really is a craftsman and an eye, whether it's a tile or a stone installation, as far as laying out product and getting it on the wall correctly. This takes the guesswork out. It's very popular with our DIYers too as well. Let's go back to here. And so this is what the final product looks like. Notice the squareness of it. You know, the first thing you'd look at is you go, geez, it's just beautiful. But when you break down the mechanics of it, we can't find out where the panels are, where they stop, where they start. Even this particular installer's taken the stones and taken them off the mesh and actually worked them around this opening where this light is. Greystone gold on a contemporary fireplace, but yet a completely rustic look, just a beautiful atmosphere, and what an incredible accent to the room. We're seeing pool applications across the country, especially in Southern California, the Gulf states, and Florida, really become an important part of our business. And the pool guys love our products. They love the estate stone because it plays well in the wet environments because of the stainless steel mesh, coupled with the speed of install and what the final look is. They don't have to worry about laying out the stone. And as you look at that around, you see that it installs incredibly, and he's filling in some spaces right now. The beauty of it also is to work on a radius wall, because it does have a little bit of flexibility to it. You can see in this picture. And one thing you'll notice from the different angles, the different characteristics that the product takes on. So, but this is, here's the same product from a different angle, and how the outside light really affects the stone and how it looks. Once again, you'll notice when installed correctly, you don't see the stainless steel mesh through the backside. Now, it just really flows with the room, and it just looks beautiful. A very easy install. This particular wall was installed in about a half a day once the substrate was set. So the same stone, the Berkshire buff, all the way up to a ceiling. The corners are installed. It gives it that wraparound, so it gives a real full bed feel to it. And what a beautiful room, and how it works in with the woodwork and floors. And that piece on the floor is not ours, but it works beautifully with it. An outside installation, look how they made the bend around the fireplace, and they used our wall caps. They actually cut them to make the best use out of the curves and the radius and how that all flows together. That is the Greystone Gold. Here it is in a fireplace with a beautiful mantle. Another Greystone Gold installation with some of our hearthstones. Notice that how thick and robust they are with the chiseled. You have an option where you can get them chiseled on a corner or just chiseled on the face. Here's the Berkshire buff. A pool installation. Once again, it works great in water and outside environment. It's ASTM tested for freeze thaw with the stainless steel mesh. Here's the brand new latte. More Berkshire buff. Notice the corners on this installation, how it looks like full bed. It's just a majestic installation. This house is in Las Vegas. This is an award-winning house and was on the cover of the Home Builders National Magazine last month. What you'll notice is there's a beautiful corner, and their ability, they were so surprised. They had no idea what the stone was when it was spec'd on the project, but it was spec'd for the way it looked. But when the installers installed it, this home builder is going to incorporate all this estate stone into his projects going forward. And in fact, the foreman of the job is putting it on his own house because of the speed install and the final product. That's what it looked like on the edge, the ability to wrap that corner. Some corners up front from the other side of the wall. Here's the Bristol black. Truly has a gray look. And here it is outside. Got it on all three of these tiers here on this building. The ability to hang the stone over existing concrete, CMU, cement board, just like you would a tile or anything else under 15 pounds per square foot, lends a great versatility to the installs. This is a fun project, as we talked about, if you were on the CEU earlier today, matching up stone. You can see the estate stone is right here, but what is behind it is actually stone from that's on an existing building that's over 100 years old. So the ability to match those up and have it look seamless with the renovation to the project. On a fireplace. Here's some more nice corner shots. And we've seen this photo. This was a several hundred feet, almost 1,000-foot installation that they did in a little over a day. The commercial guys, they were so pleased with the installation time. This is a specification on a Disney community in Florida, and we're a basis of design on all the fireplaces in this community, and the finished product speaks for itself. The pool applications are just growing, as well as the residential. You know, we see a big influx. A lot of people go, well, that's just a high-end residential. But because of the speed of install and really the area that it covers on the outside of houses, we see the entry-level builders that are really separating themselves from the other builders. They're using fake stone with our products. And this is an example of a higher-end home, but we're seeing it on all levels of homes because of the square footage price and what it brings to it. Hospitality and commercial. Outdoor living spaces are becoming huge in many markets. We're seeing pool houses as well as living areas, and they're having not only the stone on their fireplace inside or the entryway, but they're carrying the same stone to the outside. And here's just another example of that. Good place to social distance, right? Not only is this a pool application, but please take notice of the radius. Look where it is on the water line, how it's incorporated. Some people put stone in the pools. This particular install, they went with a liner on the pool, which is more cost effective. But by utilizing the stone on the upper end of the pool, they were able to really have a dramatic effect, and just looks beautiful. Here's where they did not need a corner because there was no bump out, but because the stone is chiseled or variegated on the edge, what we have is a flat wall termination that doesn't look unfinished. And you can see that up here on the top above the mantle as well. Greystone gold again. Our Berkshire buff, where they've actually taken the stone and turned it into keystones across by taking pieces and manipulating those, popping them off the mesh. This is a video in our warehouse. We've sped it up, but what it really shows is kind of a masonry technique, and then I'm going to show you a tile installation technique, and to use either way, whatever your preference is. All right, here we go. So here's an installation with a square 1/2 by 1/2 inch trowel. I'm burning the mortar into the substrate. I'm using a gauge to come back. You can see where you pull the stone off the wall. You can see where there's no contact, and that would mean that you don't have full coverage. The best way to get full coverage is to completely back butter the panel by burying the stainless steel mesh and applying it to the wet mortar on the wall. You've got a wet mortar to wet mortar installation. The mortar squeezes through the panel. The mortars dry together, forming a monolithic union with the substrate. I can see a space there. You can come back and fill that, or you can pull the panel. And there's what your mortar looks like in between the panel. And that's just a simple way to install that. So Jen, we've got a couple questions. I'm going to stop the share. Let's go to chat. I cannot hear the video. Well, I'll show you where these did. Can the stone be submerged in the pools? Janice Spicer. Generally speaking, the stone is good for waterline. We do have some products that are submergible, but most of our products are good down to the waterline. Great question, Janice. From Linda Wood, how do you finish on the ends? Well, we showed a picture earlier that you can take an actual ledgestone piece that has a finished piece, take it off the mesh. It comes off the mesh easily with a chisel and a hammer, and then you can finish that edge. The ability to take them off and work them into the installation and butt them up against the panels really is no different than trying to fit tiles or stones together when you do that type of installation. So that's how you would finish an edge on a flat wall termination with a stone. Because you have wall caps and hearth stones, let me show you one of those. You're also able to you can chisel a stone, and it's hard to see the veining and graining on this, but this is the Berkshire Buff. You can chisel the stone simply by coming through with a rotary tool every inch, inch and a half, whatever the dimension is of your chisel, coming back, popping that, and that winds up with a chiseled edge across the front if that's what you're trying to achieve. The beauty of the tiles, the 12 by 24, is that we can use these for hearth stones as well in situations where the stone or the thickness of the stone of the hearth is too much, and you just want this flat, and it needs to be a little flatter and lay on the floor. Let's see what other questions we have. That was it? Okay. Hey, folks, once again, thank you for your time on the estate stone. It's been 40 minutes, and we said we were going to keep it to 25, but we have links on our website. If you go to Realstone website underneath resources, you can see all the videos. You can see the products. Please ask us for samples. We'd be happy to send them to you. Stay healthy during this time. Have a wonderful weekend. Next Wednesday, we have a noon presentation on our Alicio products, which you can see in the back are the large 24s and how they mix and match with our stone ledger panels and everything that goes along with that. We have a CEU next Friday, and we've got CEUs and product presentations on demand. Look for more Erin Adams. She'll be guest host on some of our shows, for lack of a better term. So thank you, folks. And once again, have a great weekend.